up, guys? Welcome.
All the things I said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before.
When we think about what an apology is, of course, it is you having to acknowledge the fact that, we are all not right at every point in time. We are all not perfect and we do make mistakes. And I'm such a strong believer in actually acknowledging your faults and apologizing for them. But I feel like by virtue of these same relationships, society has subjected us. We live in so much like oppression and, subjectivity that we are forced to actually apologize for things that we are not supposed to be apologizing for. We own our choices in life, and I think it should just stay that way. Here are 5 things that I absolutely do not think we need to be apologizing for. The number one thing that I think that we absolutely should not be apologizing for to anyone is uncertainty. And when I say uncertainty, I mean uncertainty with really anything in your life, with the direction of your life, your choices, the pathways to follow, and everything like that. When I think about uncertainty, I think about the word ignorance and how we think about ignorance. There's a quote that says that ignorance is no excuse, and yes, I do agree with that, that expression to a high extent. But I feel that every person in this world at every point in time is ignorant about something, and it's something that we should never forget about. Just because we may know something at some particular point in time does not give us, the ground to make other people feel inferior for not knowing. All of us have been ignorant about something at some point in our life, and we all go through stages of discovery of things, and I feel that everyone should be given a chance to discover things and learn one at a time. So I absolutely do not think we should apologize to anyone for not knowing something. Another thing that I don't think that you need to explain to anyone for doing is putting yourself first. A lot of the time we feel that it's okay for us to put ourselves first, but yet still we don't want to accommodate someone else putting themselves first. And I feel that that's really wrong. Everyone has something going on in their lives at some point, and they would have to put themselves in focus. We all go through certain distractions, and sometimes in order to deal with those distractions, it takes us detaching ourselves from things and other people in order to do that. But the consequence of that is, I feel that we have all fallen victim to this. When we haven't heard from someone, say in a very long time, maybe 6 months or 3 years or even 1 year, and the person suddenly shows up in our life again, to have a conversation, our first reaction is, oh, but I haven't seen you in such a long time. You never spoke to me in 3 years. What makes you feel that you have the right to suddenly come and talk to me? But what we miss is the fact that maybe during that time we never heard from that person. A lot of things could have been going on in the life of that person. I feel that we need to have a little patience and give people time for themselves, because everybody deserves that, and they absolutely owe us no apologies, and vice versa. Third thing that I think that we don't owe anyone any apology for is cutting people out of our lives. And just give me a moment. I am a big advocate for this because it's something that I've personally practiced in my life, and I have seen such a huge result. I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding you. I feel like by virtue of our relationships with people, we are naturally kind of raised to see the good in things and the good in people. And when you see the good in things and people, it becomes much harder for us to actually let go of things than it is to actually hold on to them. But you would have to weigh the good and the bad, of relationships. You want to ask yourself basic questions like, where are you? How is your environment like? Is it toxic? Is it healthy? Are you thriving in that place? And if your answer is no, I really urge you to do some simple decluttering in your life, because if you're in an environment that you don't thrive, obviously every other thing you do will be affected by that. You will think that it's really hard, and sometimes we've been made to actually feel bad for actually feeling the need and actually taking action to take people out of our lives. But if you really are in a place that's not good for you, you want to change from that and be in a much healthier place. And sometimes you need to cut people out to do that. It is absolutely okay that you want to be away from somebody that is not a positive influence on you, and people that are not meant for you will never be in your life. Thank me later in 6 months when you realize that those people couldn't be bothered about what's going on in your life. The number 4 thing that I absolutely don't think you need to apologize to anyone for doing is for putting your past behind you and to yourself. I feel like there is so much judgment that's associated with our past and other people's past, and I feel like when we talk about someone having a past, we think it's all about negativity. Everyone has a secret, everyone has a past that sometimes they do not really want to talk about. I feel like, yes, part of getting to know someone and meeting people is to actually talk about your past experiences, where you are now with your life, and what you want to do with it in the future. And that's really, really cool. It helps you to get to know people and network with other people. But I feel like there are times when we just really don't want to talk about maybe our rape experience that we had 5 years ago, or that we don't want to talk about our experience when our mother died or something. This is just to explain that people may have certain experiences in the past that are not necessarily bad. Yeah, then again, I have some good things in my past that currently I don't think resonates with my current life, so I don't necessarily have conversations about it. We meet people, and yes, we are so curious to know about their past, but if someone doesn't want to talk about their past, I don't see the need to keep begging them for an answer. Everyone has something they're not comfortable talking about, and it's up to us to highly respect that. The thing that I absolutely don't think we owe anyone an apology for doing is for asking to be heard. And this is a really big one for me. I feel like we live in such an age of silent subjection and oppression that we are so used to going with the flow. And I mean that society has set, certain trends and certain standards that everyone, like, the flock of sheep is supposed to follow, and those standards have been set by people who are believed to be in power and have the means to set standards for other people to follow. But everyone has their own say about things, everyone has an opinion, and I feel like more often than not we are made to feel sorry for being different or having a different stance on things. And when you ask to be heard and ask to say something different from the flow, then it tends to be a problem. You literally need to beg people to ask to be heard on, to say like something different on a specific topic or something. And I feel like that's so wrong. Everyone deserves a chance to be heard. Everyone has a voice. Sometimes we feel like people have this perfect lives, especially on social media, but people just need a listening ear to just listen to their personal stories and their experiences on things. And it's so hard. It might seem so easy, but for some people it's so hard to actually get their points across. I feel like we don't need to make people sorry for having a say and asking to be heard. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, that it added some value to your life, or that you learned something new. I really want to know if you've had any experiences with any of the points that I mentioned in the video, or I want to pose a question. What do you think that we shouldn't be apologizing to people for? Do you think that there's any point that I missed in this video? If you have an answer to that, please comment in the comment section down below. And of course, the best answer will be featured in my next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? My walkie-talkies, please press that red button and click that notification bell so that when I post a video, you wouldn't miss it. I'm so glad that you stayed with me on this video, and I hope that it added something to you. See you.